Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's bootcamp session. My name is Luis Rubio. Before we get to start, I would like to thank our partners, the OAS, Organization of American States, and PepsiCo for supporting us through this whole process. This bootcamp session is in the framework of the TIC Americas and Eco Challenge 2022. And I invite you guys to participate because you have a lot of chances to get a prize of $10,000, and also you get a lot of benefits while participating in the program. Today, we have a really exciting bootcamp session. But first, I gotta thank everybody listening through Zoom and Facebook for today's bootcamp session. Today, we have a business plan, Take Your Startup to Success, with the International Relations Community and Business Development expert, Stephany Contreras. She will be talking about how to improve your business and take your startup to success, as I mentioned. But before we get to that, I'm going to explain the dynamics for today's session. We're going to have a 25 to 30-minute session with Stephany. Well, she will be explaining all her information. And then we'll have a Q&A session in which you will be able to ask Stephany whatever question you got about your startup, or if you have anything like any concerns about your startup, it's completely fine. You might be free to ask her. Now, let me go on to her background. Let's talk about a little bit of the background of Stephany. So Stephany is an international affairs expert with over 13 years of experience. She's also the director of business development at Bell & Canto Mora. She holds a bachelor's in relations and affairs from the Universidad Central de Venezuela. She also graduated from the Georgetown University McDonough School of Business from the Global Competitive Leadership Program. She also has a deep understanding of the storytelling, excellent verbal written communication skills for negotiation and diplomacy. And she's also a speaker and speechwriter for public, private, and NGO sector in several countries. Let's go to the next, please. Okay. So before we get to start with Stephany, I would like you guys to please follow us on social media, YABTS and YABTDC. If you get any questions or concerns regarding the Eco Challenge TIC Americas and all the benefits that we have to offer, please send us an email, ticamericas@yabt.net, and you can check all the information in the websites, yabt.net, TIC Americas in English, and TIC Americas Eco Challenge for the new challenge that we have upcoming. I remind you guys to participate. It's a really good program. You get a lot of benefits, so please feel free to check it out. And if you want to participate, please, we're more than happy to have you guys right there. Now I'm going to let the word to Stephany, and she'll be explaining everything regarding the topic of today's bootcamp session. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I'm very happy to participate here with you today. And for everyone who's going to reproduce the video in the future, I really hope this is fun and filled with reality about what is a business plan and what is business. And I really wish you the best in the competition of this year of the Eco Challenge and all the following programs that the Young American Business Trust has, because they're amazing. This is the second or third lesson I've been giving in the program, and I've also been participating in several ways with the programs of the OAS to the Americas, and they always bring an amazing network. It's one of the best things that you have, and I really encourage you to find more on how to get the best of it. And of course, every single tool and every single participation that you can use and to get more knowledge and to get to know amazing people, it's always great for you to just take advantage of the opportunities that there are out there. So I'm going to start with a little presentation, and I want you to laugh because this was the mock presentation, but at the end I decided that the best advice that I can give you is to have fun, because business takes time, and if you don't have fun during the process from the beginning, then it's going to become a little bit harder than what it already is. So I'm going to share a screen right now. Let's go on a little moment of tech. Okay. This is the one. I think it was muted, right?
Yes,
Let me go.
I couldn't hear you, Stephany.
Okay, let me go again. Let me try. I don't know. Okay, I'm having a little difficult second with my presentation, but I'll be with you in a moment. Can I get it?
I'm sorry, Stephany, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry, because I'm having, if I put the presentation, then I'm going mute. Let me try again. We did it perfectly during the tech rehearsal and now it's failing. So this is one of the things that happens with business plans. You do a lot of things on paper, but then you have to be prepared to just go with the flow and keep trying until you make it. So now I think I can show you the presentation and you can listen to me, but the presentation, I don't know. Can you see it?
Yep, we can see it and we can listen to you.
Okay, I think it's like a small, do you see it properly or are you seeing like two at the time? Like how?
Yeah, I'm looking at you at the time right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Just, let's make it happen. It's more about the content than this. So this is the first, how to become the next real unicorn. We all want to make a business because we all want to success, and unicorns are one of the goals of most business right now, making more than 1,000 millions on dollars, selling or valuing your entrepreneurship right now that is going to become an enterprise. So how to make a business plan that is going to become a next real unicorn. I'm going to give you just some thoughts on how to become that person, that entrepreneur that has what it takes to become a real unicorn and make it, because it's not just one time. You can have a lot of unicorns and a lot of business that make it in your life. So if you want, we can start by sharing where is your startup right now. You can write in the chat. If you have an idea, you can write I or idea. If you're validating, if you're trying, you're testing, you can write a V, validating. If you're already selling your services or your products, you can write an S of selling. If you're already growing, if you are already selling and you're making bigger and bigger your company, then you can write an G. And if you are expanding, if you're already going through several cities or if you're going through several countries, then let us know if you are expanding with an E. So we all know kind of where we are right now, and we can share a little bit in a moment. Let me see, because if I have, okay, let me see the chat. Okay, thank you, Daniel. So you're selling. So these are some of the stages where the startup is. A startup can start with an idea. That's already a startup that is growing. Validating is one of the most important steps that you have to go through when you are going big. You have to make sure that you are doing the right product or the right services for the people that you're aiming to. So that's when you're validating the idea. This is the first investment that you do when you start your startup. You validate if it's good for your business, what the audience is asking for. If you are, because sometimes what the audience is asking for and your business may have a little gap. You might be having a product that costs you $5 to do, and the audience is only able to pay 3. So maybe you are having the best product ever, but the audience that you're giving that product is not the best audience for the cost that you're having. So maybe you have to change the cost, or maybe you have to make sure the audience could be maybe a luxury audience in this specific case that I gave you. But yes, this is some part of the validating process that we have to take into account. Let's go back to, so selling, if you're already in the market, growing, as I already said a little bit before, you are already expanding, you're having more customers, you are maybe having a bigger office, maybe you're having more distribution, and expanding is where when your territory is becoming bigger, or your products or your services are also getting new chapters, new chapters. So let's go with the business plan. The business plan is the map to let your mind create. This is the first step that you're going to do in order to create what your startup is going to be. This is where you have to dream as big as you can, because the bigger that you dream, there's this saying that if you point to the moon, then you're at least going to fall in a star. So it's pretty much the same. If you dream as big as possible, then the path that you're going to be going, that you're going to be walking through, is going to be filled with that expansion that you already have in your mind when you start your business plan. And this is a couple of advices that I want to give you. First of all, it is so okay, it's wise to ask. Sometimes when we are starting our business and we want to do everything amazing and everything by the book, we forget that there's a lot of people that has done this before, and there's so many ways to do it. So it's okay to ask. It's okay to bring your idea to a table and just bounce it with people and just talk to people about it and see what they have to say, see what they have to share. Because sometimes a little advice from someone that has nothing to do with what you're making or creating could be that advice that can help you out a lot. So don't be at all scared or feel a little bit foolish if you feel like you need to ask something that is very little, or something that is very common, or something that you feel like this is not even a question, I should know this. Go ask, because you have no idea what people is going to answer. Um, you don't really know what's in on people's minds. So if you have someone that you trust or admire, go ahead, ask it, even especially the little stuffs. Apply with discretion. People is going to give you advice, a lot of advice. Maybe a lot of people that you don't ask advice for is going to give you advice, and a lot of people that you want to is going to give you advice. But then again, it's always going to come back to you. So take and listen as many as possible, but always apply with discretion. And it even goes to Google. You can Google a lot of things. And then again, it's all about applying with discretion. And trust in your guts. This is your business is something that you create out of your experiences and out of your studying and out of a lot of analysis that you've been going through. So trust your guts, because that's all the information that you have read sometime, and maybe you don't have it in the top of your mind, but it's somewhere in you. So it's okay to ask, but apply with discretion. You know, the world is out there to give you a lot of information, but your creation is also your information being transformed into something that is going to be out there. Research a lot, a lot on the market, and a lot on what you're putting yourself into, the product or the service, because you want to outstand. And sometimes outstand is to be super shiny and super flashy, and sometimes outstand is to have just a little detail that makes a difference. And I used to be in the music business for a long time, and I've seen both. I've seen people that outstands with a show that is just magnificent and you never ever forget, because the fireworks and the colors and the dancers and everything. And some other concerts are just in your mind all the time, and it was just one person, one light, one guitar, or one piano, and that was it. So outstand on what you have to offer, be unique, be simple and fantastic and memorable. That's one of the things that make you outstanding, to be memorable, to think about the experience that whoever crosses your way is taking and just making the best out of that. And quality matters a lot, a lot. And think about every time that you have chosen one thing over the other. It's usually about quality. And you're willing to spend a lot more just for quality, for something that lasts, something that makes you feel respected, and something that makes you feel, or a product or a service that is going to make you feel like you're king and queen, and you're putting your money just in the right place or time or thing. Quality matters. So take that into account all the time, and invest wisely and passionate. If you're going to start business, make sure that your investments are not crazy stuff. Start with the simple, start with the basic, start to invest in what you actually need to have to prove that theory, that idea that you have to your business, and make sure that whatever you're doing is something that you can do every single day for a lot of time. That's when I say invest passionately, because you want to invest in your passions. You want to invest in something that is really going to make you happy and vibrate and excited to get out of bed, even when it's going wrong, even when things are going in a direction that you may not have thought in this business plan that you're writing right now. And you're going to be passionate on having creative solutions to whatever is going through. So invest wisely, because you need to have your cash flow. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. And you don't want to spend everything in the moment. You want to go wisely, and you want to go following your passions, because you want to wake up having at least a little bit of excitement about your day. And that's going to go to your business, and that's going to go back to you. So definitely passion matters, and wisely investment matter a lot. Be patient, because it's going to take time. It's not business will have ups, and it's gonna have downs. But at the end of the day, business is a company that you're gonna have through the rest of your life to give you the life that you want. So when you're thinking about investment, when you're thinking about business, when you're thinking about making it, you have to be patient, because you're gonna make it so many times, and things are gonna go wrong so many times. Mostly it's going to be double or three times the success moments. You're going to need a lot of, iceberg time of working and hard work and everything that nobody sees in order to have that big moment. And despite that, be constant, because everything that is not the way you thought or the way you plan and seems hard, that's the lesson you're taking. That's the MBA that comes with the business that you're doing. Every business is going to come with a lot of lessons. So just be constant, because you never know who's watching. And if you're doing things right, you're going to be in a lot of people's radar. And sometimes when people see you struggling, but you're constant, they're going to give you a hand just because they believe in you. And when you dream big, and we go back to the ask and share ideas, people listen to your ideas, and people trust you, and people sees you. So when you're in those good radars, and people knows how you constant you are, how patient you being, how you are dreaming big and you're having results. And having results doesn't mean you're not going to struggle. So when you're having results, share them. When you're struggling, share them with the people that you feel comfortable with, because you never know how important it's going to be a little help for someone that maybe doesn't even that little help was very little for someone, and it was very big for you, and you never really know when it's going to come from or who is going to come from. So be constant, and make sure that you are surrounded by the right people. And I have this write it everywhere advice, because that's my how to be constant help. Sometimes thinking of everything, and I forget those little details that keeps me on track. So I write them everywhere, and I maybe open a notebook and I see a little phrase or a little word that reminds me, okay, this is the path, this is why I'm doing it, this is where I'm going. So that helps me to get through a day. Sometimes because I just mean get through the day. Mm, this one is funny. Keep it together. It's hard. It's a lot of people and a lot of resources and a lot of things to think about. So try to keep it together. And I have this Rihanna. I don't know if you see this video of fake it till you make it. Find this Rihanna video of fake it till you make it. Just pretend. Sometimes you just have to get up, dress up, show up, and see what happens. Because a lot of your business is in your head. Your business is there. So write it everywhere so you have your mind always focused. Keep it together. Be the best you can. Just be the best you can and ask for help. Well, to be the best you can. Sell it till you make it, because you never know how bigger your company can go. So just sell it, sell it, sell it all the time, because till you make it today can mean $10,000, but tomorrow it means $1,000,000. And the day after means to become $1,000,000,000 unicorn. So keep on selling your company always till you make it. There's always more to make. And in order to understand that, you need to take time to take perspective. So in your calendar, just as you block a lot of meetings, block time for yourself, block time to get away, block time to forget your phone. Because those moments of getting away, getting perspective, are the moments that are going to give you the right, whoa, I haven't seen this before. This is something I can fix. This is something I can do better. This is maybe an opinion that I didn't take into account and now just came back to me. So take time, take the perspective. And those business plans that you're writing, and there's a lot of models to write a business plan. I'm very visual, so business model Canva, just find it on YouTube, Google it. You're amazing at Googling. We are the generation of everything is in Google. Library is in Google. Every library is in Google. That business model is a guide to creation. So keep it with yourself. Read it every now and then. It's just a guide. It's a map. And you take from there and you grow and you grow, and things are going to happen, and things are going to happen that are in your business plans, and a lot of things are going to happen that are never ever in your wildest idea when you were writing that business plan. So keep it to you so you can check, how were you thinking in a moment? How are you thinking now? And what happened in the middle? What have you learned from that? And readjust that business plan, always and growing as many times as you want, as many times as you want to expand, because this is a map to creation. So it's all about the creation that you do. This is just the map. Make sure you have fun when you design it, and make sure you have a lot more fun when you apply it. Drink a lot of water, because when you're selling a lot, you need to speak a lot. So keep yourself healthy and drink a lot of water. Let's go to cash flow. Invest. This is life advice. Actually, the cash flow is a life advice that you apply to business and not otherwise. When you think about the word spend, you are putting money that is just going to zero. You know, you spend it, it's over, it's gone. Forget about that word. Forget about the action of spending, the action of doing zero out of your money. Whatever you do, always have to be an investment. Always you have to find a way that whatever you put into the world in terms of your money, your time, every single resource that you can have to build your company, it has to be an investment. This means that if you are paying for Wi-Fi, then it's not an expense, it's an investment. Think about every single thing that you do with your Wi-Fi. Count it, really count it. There's a lot of money just because you have Wi-Fi. That's how you get emails. That's how you do Zooms meetings. That's how you get a lot of information. That's how you design. That's how maybe you sell, because you sell online. So if you think about Wi-Fi as a spending, it's an investment. Think about Wi-Fi as an investment. And that's going to make your brain think about how many other ways can I put my Wi-Fi into a money-making machine mode just for me, because now it's an investment. Same as your offices, same as your paperwork if you use, same as your new laptop, same as a software that you're downloading. Especially when you're talking about human resources, it is the same. Your time, you never spend your time, you invest your time. If you were spending your time, then you have to be super worried, because you mean that your time, your hour meant zero. Your time has to be invested. Your money has to be invested. Everything that you do around your money, around your business, around your life has to be an investment. If you're doing it for something that is just going to mean zero at the end of the day, take that time, take that money for yourself, because it's always going to mean a lot more when you invest it in yourself. And if you don't want to invest in yourself, at least invest in your team, because it's beside yourself, your team is the right and the best asset that you do have. So always, when you're thinking of cash flow, I know the word spend is going to go for accountant and administration and stuff like that. But as an entrepreneur, as the person who is responsible of the business itself, always make sure that you ask yourself, is this an investment? And make sure you have an answer. Otherwise, just think it twice. And be super creative, have fun. There's a book that is about the life as a playground. I totally forgotten the author and the name, but the whole book is about seeing life as a game. The rules of games, the infinite rules of games. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna find it for you. The thing is that this book tells you that life is a game, and every decision that you have in that life is about a game. So you have to go there voluntarily. That's the first rule. And you have to have fun. The moment that you stop having fun, you can retire and you can start a new game, or you could just take time to retire. Because life and business is kind of the same. You have to have fun, you have to be playful, and you have to be creative, because you need infinite, and you want to have infinite sources of incomes. You want to have never ending new ways of presenting yourself in your products or your services. You want to be innovating all the time. You want to have the best practices for your team. You want to be a company that is the best to work with, is the best to consume, is the best service in the world, is the best product in the world. And in order to have that, you have to be super creative. And if you want to be creative, you have to have fun in life. When you're mad, when you're rigid, when you're super stressed, you're not creative. You get stuck, and that's okay. And if you want to get out of that stuck, if you want to get out of that, this is the way, and I just have to do it this way, go have some ice cream. Get a little kid to play you around. Go and have fun with your pets. Go and take a walk and, I don't know, hug a tree if that's useful for you. Whatever makes you laugh and feel like you're having a little bit of fun, that's the first step in order for you to enjoy a life of creation. And a life of creation is about being creative in every single aspect of your life. And I put this on the cash flow part of the presentation because sometimes we feel that our business has this one way or this just couple of ways to make money. I'm pretty sure you have a bunch more. You just have to make a little bit more of a playful brainstorm of what you're doing and what you're offering into the world, and how many ways can you achieve of having people interacting with you financially by, I don't know, right now you have this models of subscriptions. You can be on Patreon and Instagram and on a website and on guests as a guest on other people's stores or online stores or real stores, physical stores. Online are also real. So be super creative, because incomes are going to come from everywhere. And the more you can expand your mind into what you can achieve, the bigger you're going to go. And the more likely you're going to have success moments in your life. You're not going to make it and then stay there. You're going to have success moments in your life, and you're going to have hard moments in your business life and in your life. And so be creative and always invest. Always make sure you have this question in your head: am I investing? And take it especially with your time, even more than your money. Are you investing your time well? And I'm telling you, when you invest your time well, your money is only going to be well spent. So, where's your business plan today? It's in thoughts, which is okay. If you're thinking about an idea and you're giving an idea just rounds and rounds in your head and you're discussing with people, then that's the start of a business plan for sure. If you are maybe more of a formal step, or if you're a person that needs to have everything somewhere to check it out and you're drafting, that's perfect. In both these stages, you have a lot of tools that you can find online in order for you to just bounce around this idea, put YouTube classes on business plans, and just write stuff. The next step is just editing and making a little nice book about it. But if you're in the thought and in the draft moment of your business plan today, make sure you have a lot of fun and dream big and think about every single income form that you can have. Think about quality. How can you deliver the best quality to your clients when it comes to distribution, when it comes to getting the service? I mean, think about all the path of the experience and think, how would you enjoy the best? And when you feel like you're ready, discuss it with people that you admire, people that you trust, people that you would like to be clients of your business. And listen, apply with discretion and listen a lot. And well, we have the questions. We're going to do the questions at the end. So I'm going to just close with these two, and then we go to questions and talk a little bit. If you feel like it's all about people. At the end of the day, if you do a business, whatever business you do, it's all about people and changing your world a little. So remember this, you're always going to be talking to people, your clients, the people that is going to provide you with materials, the people that is going to make you advertisement, the people that is counting your money, the bank. Everyone is just people. You're making a business in order to deal with people with a lot more formality, with one thought, with one idea that you want to come true. And at the end of the day, everyone is hungry, making sure they're healthy, making sure their family is okay. Most of the people you're going to talk to during your business life is going through a day that might need a little bit of empathy and a little bit of, easiness. So everyone you cross in your path, make sure you leave them with the best impression that you can towards your business and towards yourself as an entrepreneur. At the end of the day, those Shark Tanks, people, they don't invest in the business itself. They mostly invest on the person that is behind that business. So nurture yourself in as many ways as you can, and nurture the people around you in as many ways as you can, as much as you can, because that's what is going to make your business work. The people having a great impression of what you're giving and wanting to repeat that experience. And whatever that is having you right now watching this video, it's probably having a little bit to do with changing your environment, with changing your world. We are all changing the world a little bit, but that's a huge task to put in your shoulders. So just change your world a little bit. And that's quite easy when you just think about making a good day out of yourself and out of the people that you cross your day. So have these two linked together, and whatever your way of of thinking on how it is to change the world is going to go through. If you think about the people, if you think about changing their day, one conversation at a time, you're going to be making it. You are going to be making it. So always, um, if you can have it, write it down somewhere that is close to you, or if you have any way that you can have this in the back of your mind, very, very out loud, is your why. Why did you start this business? Why are you in this path? Because you're going to look around and you're going to see that the grass is going to be greener everywhere, because business is a lot of responsibility and a lot of hard decisions and a lot of things that you didn't saw coming through. So think about that why a lot, because that is gonna keep you standard. That is gonna keep you entertained on your own dream, on your own vision, on your own projection of yourself. And why is this moving me? Why am I doing this? Why am I going to change the world a little bit? That is going to keep you constant. That is going to keep you patient. That is going to keep you dreaming big. And that why doesn't have to be, this big stuff. It can, and I put this picture because that why can absolutely be having a dream life in the beach, just you and the nature in silence, not with many people. That's okay. That's okay. If that's what you want, if that's your why, it's beautiful. It's amazing. And please invite us all to go to your Caribbean house and just keep it for you. Keep it always alive, because when things are great, you're going to contribute to that why dream. And when things are not that okay, you're going to get up because you have your dream and you've been making it for this whatever time it's been. So you're going to continue walking towards it. And also try to answer yourself and keep it very clear. What for? Because you want to have a better life, because you want to give a better life for your children, because you want to give a better life for your community, because you really, really care about something that you want it to be different, because you want to be financially independent. It's okay. Have that motive that makes your heart move, that why, and have that motive that makes your mind tell your body, I know you're tired, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it right now because this is our plan and we are going to make it. So when you have that why, when you have that what for, when you have that people in mind, when you have that patience, when you have that dream big and have fun, you're probably going to make it. You're probably going to be the next unicorn, because everything else is just about getting an idea to run and make sure your cash flow is going through. And every time you invest, you're investing. Forget about spending, invest, and your business is going to walk. Your business is going to find a way. And I tell you, I started a business 3 months before the lockdown. And we have had amazing moments of a lot of discipline and a lot of going and drive. And we have had another times of a lot of personal struggle, because we have had the last 2 hardest years as humanity, and we have had to put our personal lives right here because it's health that we're dealing with. And during these last years, all of the business had to be thought over and over and over, because life has been changing every single day. And that's pretty much what happens in business plans. You think and you design, but life is going to bring you with a lot of new realities, and you never saw it before, never saw it coming. So you just get up and you have fun solving the problems, and you have fun giving the best to the people that is surrounding you. You remember why you're doing it, and you get up and you do it because this is something that your mind and your heart needs to be aligned on, and you just succeed. So this is pretty much what I wanted to tell you. This was more of a session of lessons that I've learned and I wanted to share with you because it's what has kept me going through, I don't know, like 10 years of being an entrepreneur myself, working with several organizations and people from everywhere in the world and learning as many things in the world that my business can allow me to learn, from music business to human rights to a lot of politics and a lot of cultural information and backgrounds and events. And I've been through a lot and in an amazing way. And what I've learned is that it's all about people. It's all about having fun and being persistent because it's been 10 years and I still feel like I have everything to do and I have to achieve like a lot of things. And so it's a never ending path. It's a triathlon that is always renewing itself. So if you want to have a little session of questions, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. So if you have any question or if you have any comment, yes. Hi, Luis. How are you?
Hi, Stephany. Well, before that, I would like to say thank you for your presentation. It was really interesting, all the experiences that you learned while, making a business or setting the business plan. And I gotta agree with you in being constant. It's important for people that having your own business is challenging. It's not easy, but being constant is what gets you to the next level when having your own business and being an entrepreneur. And I also agree a lot in asking questions. Questions are really important these days, and we have a lot of information coming in and out. And most people, including myself, I'm not gonna lie, we are scared of asking questions. It's because you don't want to sound like you don't know, or that you're ignorant, or you may not have a lot of knowledge in the context for whatever. And it's important to ask, because in that way, I truly agree with you that you can, take your business to the next level, make sure your business is doing well, or change something you're not doing well. So I also got one question before we go to the Q&A session with the guys. So you mentioned dream big, and I believe it's really important to dream big, but how do you set your limits, right, to be realistic with your business? Am I explaining myself well? Like,
Absolutely.
How do you set? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So dream big, but wake up. It's not about dreaming big and staying in that cloud, just overseeing the world while you are dreaming. It's about dreaming extremely big and never limiting yourself when it comes to having an idea, having a brainstorm session, having a dream big moment. But you do have to get a little wake up moment and say, okay, so this is where I want to go. This is how I am dreaming. This is where I am dreaming. And this is where I am right now. And be super humble on that, where I am right now, because that probably means a lot. Whatever you're dreaming is only because whatever you are. If you're not going to be able to dream something that you're not able to achieve, you can only dream. This is a very Gustavo Cerati, Argentinian rock star phrase. You can only dream what you can achieve. And if you are dreaming it, it's because you can have it. It's because you have the tools, whatever you are, right here. That can mean high school. That can mean I've never studied in my life because that was out of my possibilities. That can mean I have $1 and I want to start my business. Dream super big and make sure that you say, okay, so today I have $1 and my business is to have an eco hotel in every single forest of the world. What do I do with this dollar today, right now, to make sure that I can have a hotel in every single jungle in the world? So it's all about keeping it together and having those two extremes tied up in a very passionate and realistic way. Dream super big all the time and keep your dream getting bigger. Like, dream on your dream and make it super strong and big and crazy. I mean, have you ever limited, I don't know, Steven Spielberg to dream Avatar, or the directors of Matrix to say, do not dream about doing a movie like Matrix? Like, nobody's gonna get it. No one got the movie until until the fourth movie, and they still did it. So dream super big, but make sure that you take a little screenshot on your reality and just wonder what can I do with this that I have in order to get that dream a little bit more of a reality right now.
Okay, thank you, Stephany. Thank you for that answer. I appreciate it so much. Okay, now we're going to have a little Q&A session with the people who are listening. For the guys on Facebook Live, I would recommend
Perfect.
you guys.
So
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read the chat. I joined Luis Dos Anjos. I joined yesterday's session in Portuguese, and I'd like to ask my questions to Stephany too. Thank you. Making a business plan seems to me to be very complicated because I have to master several areas. How can I make one if I am not an expert in all of these areas? Is there a template you recommend that I can use to make my own document? How can I evaluate or know if my business plan is correct or am I doing it wrong? Thank you. Of course, Luis, great questions. So I told in the presentation that one of the tools that I truly enjoy is the business model canvas, because it's a very visual, like Lego kind of a protocol or formula that you can find everywhere in Google and YouTube. You will have a lot of guides because it's a very common model. So business model canvas, business model canvas. And you do have to get smart in a lot of areas in order to become an entrepreneur that is keeping an eye on their business. But while you are mastering every single ability, just do the questions and answer them with your instincts. That's okay. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Just try to write the answer that you have, and then do the questions, and then find people around you that can help you out a little bit more, that can give you a new perspective. You do not have to be the master summa cum laude on accountant and then distribution and then sales and then human resources. No, you have to okay, I want to have a human resource company that helps their talent with their families. I want to have distribution that I don't know, keeps my packaging perfect to my client. Have that kind of answers. What do you want? How do you dream it? How do you see it? And then go to the experts and validate how does it work, that what you're seeing, what you're thinking of, that idea that you have. Because a lot of the time when we make that sabotage is between what we think and how to make it real. Because we don't ask people how to make this real, because we want to have every single answer, and we are not going to have it. A lot of people in the world is working to have a lot of answers. We just have to ask the right questions. So answer in those business models, like business model canvas, answer what you can, and ask for help in other people. And asking for advice is kind of cool. You want to go to people and tell them, you know what, I like the way you think, I like the way you do this. Can you give me a couple of ideas on this that I'm trying to put together? People is going to give you advice. Of course, it's going to give you advice. You're telling them you're super smart or just want your advice. Of course, they're going to give you advices because you're telling them that you appreciate the way they act, the way they think. So don't even dare to be ashamed of asking questions. Just ask a question to someone that you actually care, and trust me, the answer is going to be amazing. And evaluate your business plan with people that you know that are doing businesses that you admire. That's the best way. That's the best advice that I can give you, because those people are also going to keep an eye on you and they're going to become a mentor. You can ask them to be a mentor, or you can just give them some space to become one. But trust the people that you have around you. We all have good people that is doing business around us. So just find it. And if not, I'm going to give you my data at the end and you can write me. It's okay. I can help you a little. Can you go over how to improve the financial section of a business document? The financial section, try to think about every single detail that you can on your valuable change, your change of value. When you're doing business, we think about the big aspect. If you're I'm going to do the basic business. I want to write a song. So I just put my idea and just write a song. No, you actually have to hire a lawyer because you have to register that song in order for you to have intellectual property. And if you reproduce that song, the only way that you get money out of it is because you have that license on that song. So things like that. Sometimes we don't think about the little details on our financials, and we have to think about every single thing that is going to become a cost. And we also want to think about all of this and how to translate it into what we need to achieve financially of our product, because sometimes our product costs a lot more than what we are actually getting from selling it. So basics of having the best financial model is make sure that your cash flow matches. Everything that is gonna means an investment, everything that's gonna mean a cost, take it into account, write it down, and make sure that when you're selling your product or you're selling your services, your income covers everything in that cost and gives you a profit. That's the basics. Everything else, talk with an accountant. There's a lot of terms that you're gonna need to use in your lifetime of business, but basics, think about everything that is gonna take for you to have your product or service. Make sure that whatever you're selling is covering every single cost and it's gonna give you a little more money. Otherwise, you're doing charity. And just for keeping it simple, dream and do it in the same intensity. Doing like Scrum method, close canvas model, task list in different phases, make real the idea and validate the project step by step. Thank you, Daniel. Hi, Nicole. I would love your recommendation on writing a memorandum and article of associate for one person NGO. Thanks. Okay, an article of associate for. I'm not super sure I understand. Nicole, is this a question on how to write? I would love your recommendation on writing a memorandum, an article of associate for one person NGO. Luis, do you get a little bit more of this question, or maybe Nicole, if you want to maybe tell me a little bit more?
Okay, yeah. So Nicole, since we don't get the question that much, if you want, you can actually raise your hand. Click on the bottom right there on the bottom, and we can lend you the microphone so you can talk to her if you want to do it that
way. So while Nicole writes me again, so podcast, books, pages, recommendations on business development. Let me see. I actually like to consume a lot more on people, and then I translate that into business. I really like a Jim Kiwick podcast. Let me write down the name for you in here. Let me find it. And Kiwick podcast. He mostly speaks about your brain, how to make your brain super productive. And he talks about a lot of people in the podcast on how to become the best out of your brain, out of your memory, out of your creativity, what to do when you burn out. So I truly like to listen to his podcast because he has amazing people that he always invites. So you get a lot of new information all the time. And he has a very human way of dealing with how to make yourself more productive without burning yourself out, actually making your best out of your brain, which is everything that we need to make our business grow. I also want to recommend Brené Brown because making business in the last 2 years has been very different, and it's gonna keep on going, and it's gonna become very different from what business used be. Business used to be very hard and very strict and very rigid and just about money. Now money is about sustainability, and sustainability is about keeping people together and helping their feelings and helping their minds and helping their mental health. So as an entrepreneur, I truly, truly tell you, you have to make sure that you're taking care of your people and your people's health. And that's mental, emotional, and physical. And we barely see the physical one, and we barely see the mental one, and we even think about the emotional one. And right now, everyone, most people is working remotely. So people is taking people out of companies just like, in a second. So the reason why people stays in a company and the reason why people sticks together in a startup is because the environment is amazing, because the environment think about their well-being. And that's one of the main reasons why people stay in business, because they feel appreciated, they feel validated, they feel like they're actually doing something that matters. So if you want to make sure that you are that entrepreneur that keeps it in the long way, grow yourself and grow the people around you. So I might not have the best business advice right now for you, maybe in the financial or marketing and stuff like that, but I do have to tell you, with these two, you're going to have a lot of information to just be that entrepreneur that hires top people and keeps them happy, because you are the person that makes them feel wanted and makes them feel a genius and makes them feel like an amazing genius to be around. So thank you so much, Luis. And let me give you my email. If you feel like you want to send me some of your ideas, this is the email that you can use. And maybe Luis can also share my LinkedIn, or I can share it with you right now. Okay, so Nicole, in Belize as an NGO, we must write a memorandum, an article of association, and explain how it's company run, governed, and owned. Usually there's a board of directors. However, it's a one-person NGO, not board of directors. This demands legal. Okay, thank you so much. Nicole, I got it. Well, I think that the fact that it's a one-person NGO is quite interesting. And this has to mean that you have to talk about you, and you have to talk about your why, and you have to talk about the difference that you are making. The way I would structure this is very concise, very to the point. I would try to gather as many results as you can. Thank you so much, Luis. So think about your first phrase as an impact phrase. Think about how can you explain in one phrase, how are you changing your world? And that can mean, I don't know, I gave new clothing to a kid that has never used new clothing before. I don't know, I'm using a very random example. But try to open up with that impact that you are achieving, that impact that your NGO is achieving. Then I would follow with how is that happening? How did you start, and how is your present, and what is the process of that happening? I don't know. My best friends always donate clothing, and I realized that this kid was never able to wear new clothing to school. So I decided that I was going to find clothing that were being donated. I was going to select the best one, and I was going to wrap it in a nice gift bag, and I was going to give it to this kid with the message that says, when you're able to give back. I don't know, I'm giving a very big example again. But I would do that. I would start with the impact. I would explain how am I doing it. And then I would explain why me? Why am I doing it? Hi, my name is Nicole, and I always find that people with nice clothing feel better. So I would like to have everyone to have new clothing in order to my community to feel better. And this is why I'm here, and I'm presenting this to you because I know that you like the community to feel better. And if you can help me out to find a little bit more clothing, that would be amazing. Best regards, this is how you can find me. So maybe something like that can work. I would go like that. Make sure you have an impact, make sure you develop a little bit, you explain yourself, and you close up, making sure that you can, that people can reach out to you again. Think about a show, and I've learned a lot about the music business, so I'll give you that example. Think about a show. When you go to a concert, you start with a wow, you start with a wow moment. The artist is coming, everyone is clapping. Then the artists go through, the deep part of the concert, everything that the artists want to go through. And then the best song, the song that everybody wants, the song that everyone wants to hear, is the last song because you want to leave the audience in a whoa moment again. So you start whoa, you develop all your ingredients, and then you finish super whoa, and then you say, find me on Instagram, or this is my email, or whatever you have to do in order to have that call to action and reach out and get what you want from that people. That's the most important part. After you explain yourself, make sure that you tell them, this is what I want for you. I want you to clap me if this is a show. I want you to follow me if this is a TikTok video. I want you to donate $1,000,000,000 if this is a NGO fundraising letter. So make sure that you do have a call to action, because that is the accountable reason behind what you're doing. You want to have accountability of why you're giving that letter. So you have a call to action, and that's how you measure the results of your letter. I don't know if that is a good answer for you, and if that gave you a little bit of idea. I hope so.
All right, thank you so much for your answers, Stephany. Guys, we're almost closing, so I'm gonna let you guys have a little quick survey in which you will help us to improve our presentations and the dynamics. And if you want Stephany to say some closing words to the listeners today, I'll let you just finish it with the closing words.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for sharing your time and sharing your questions and ideas. And my final thought is that please have fun. And especially because this is the Young America's Business Trust. So this means that we are all young in here. We're not here to make business and pretend to be super boring people. We are here to understand that we are changing the world, because we are a generation that thinks about the environment, that thinks about the people, that thinks about the upcoming generations, that think about our previous generation that we are still helping. And we are the generation that has to make sure that our future actually occurs in this planet. So make sure you have fun, because the last couple of years taught us that we have no idea what is going to happen. And when we look back, we're only going to see what we did best every time that we laughed. We're only going to see everything that we didn't do as a little regret. So whatever you're thinking of, do it. You're only going to regret the things that you don't do. So have fun. Surround yourself with the people that you can talk to, and upgrade your thoughts. If you talk to people that keep your thoughts on the same or even down, I don't know, like makes you feel bad about your ideas, make you feel bad about dreaming big, then keep a little limit to those people, and make sure that you spend the most of your time with people that makes your ideas grow, that ask you questions, that make you feel good and make you dream big. And those are the kind of people that are going to make your business grow, because they're going to make your mind expand, and they're going to make you grow. So if you're around people that is making you laugh, stick to them. If you're around people that is picking your brain and making you feel bigger and dream bigger and give you bigger challenges, stick to them. If you're around people that makes you feel peaceful, stick to them. If you're around people that you can talk money with and finances with, and psychology with, and mental health with, and how to keep your friends together with, stay around those people and make business with those people. Make sure that you choose your clients and the people that is your provider and the people that is, I don't know, everyone around you, make sure that you choose them wisely with innocence, but with the expectation that they're going to make you a better person when you see them and every time you encounter them. Because business is just an aspect of your life, and you have to make fun during that ride. So do not separate business from your life too much. Keep a limit. Put your personal life always on top, but have fun doing both. Whatever you apply to one is going to go to the other. So when you take care of your personal life, your business is going to be taken care of. And when you take care of your business, your personal life is going to be taken care of. So do it with love, do it with passion, do it with patience. And then again, the topic of the day, dream big, become the next unicorn in the business sector or NGO, of course.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephany, for your closing words. All right, guys, this is how we close this really interesting bootcamp with our guest speaker, Stephany. I remind you guys to participate in the Echo Challenge in the TIC Americas 2022. Remember, you guys, that we got a lot of benefits. And also, if you win, you can get a prize of $10,000. So please feel free to reach out to us. You can send an email to our email that will be soon in the screen, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys for everything. Thank you so much again. Thanks to our partners, PepsiCo and OAS, Organization of American States, for helping us to provide these kind of presentations to you all, and hopefully they will be really helpful to everybody. So you can have our emails and social media. Please, again, feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to help you guys with everything, all the concerns regarding the TIC America Echo Challenge. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Stephany, and have a great day.